What's up, guys? Coach Ashton here, back again for another Teaching Tuesday video. If you guys have not been seeing, I've been doing regular Tuesday educational videos. I do this every single Tuesday in my exclusive Facebook community full of only women, about 7,000 of us. So every Tuesday, I just bring to you a different topic that I can help you shine a light on, educate you on, to help set you up for success on your fitness and health journey. So today's topic is going to be all about sugar, how we can reduce our intake, the benefits from reducing our intake, plus also how not to feel deprived when you cut sugar out of your diet, and just truthfully, the truth about sugar overall. So if this interests you, make sure you stay tuned and watch this week's Teaching Tuesday video. Most people, to start this video off, eat way more sugar than they even realize. It's hidden in so many foods. And I actually think now society more than ever, we're learning and we're understanding the type of sugars and the type of dyes and all the hidden ingredients that are in foods. I feel like everyone is starting to become more aware, which is a wonderful thing. That's where everything starts. It's just creating awareness about what it is that you're consuming. So when you start out on a journey to eat less sugar, the first thing I would encourage you to do is just start to pay attention to the back of the nutrition labels, okay? Easier said than done. You think there's no sugar in it. If you're like me, when I first started off reading an actual ingredient list and nutrition label, I never paid attention to the added sugars. So when I started paying attention to that, some of the processed foods of things that I thought were healthier, even like protein bars and shakes and things like that, still had a lot of sugar in it. So the first step that I'm gonna encourage you to take is just start paying attention to what it is you're picking up at the grocery store and the back of the nutrition label. Not to mention, guys, sugar, what does it do to us that makes it such a negative thing? Because I know we all love sugar. We love the dopamine. We love how good it makes us feel in the moment when we're eating a freaking cupcake or we're eating the ice cream. But too much sugar really truthfully just leads to your energy crashes, your cravings, weight gain, and a lot of brain fog. Those are the main symptoms that my clients personally have when they come to me. They tell me they're having these symptoms. Usually I'm like, yep, we probably need to get rid of some of the sugar that is in your diet. There's also different symptoms as well. It's different for everybody. A big one that I'm thinking of right now is blood sugar regulation. If you're somebody that's pre-diabetic or you have diabetes, you already have to worry about your blood sugar and insulin and things like that. But for the average Joe who may not have that yet or doesn't have it, guys, your blood sugar and keeping it stable is huge for fat loss. It is not talked about enough. It really truthfully does come down to blood sugar regulation. That is what has a lot to do with body fat and losing body fat. So I just want to make sure you hear me loud and clear. Sugar causes a lot of havoc in your body that tends to make your blood sugar spike, your insulin spike, which leads you on that never-ending cycle of just being exhausted throughout your day, having energy crashes, having more cravings, craving more sugar. I always say sugar craves sugar, which leads to obviously eating more calories, which leads to more weight gain, which none of us want here, okay? So you hear me loud and clear. You understand sugar may not be the best thing, but today we're going to actually cover a couple of things, how it affects your energy and your metabolism, hidden sources of sugar in healthy foods, kind of going back to what I said at the beginning of the video. Even sometimes those protein bars and shakes have a lot of sugar in them. Natural versus added sugars, and then simple swaps to help you reduce your sugar intake without feeling deprived, which is huge for so many of you. Because if you're like me, if I cut something out cold turkey, bean sugar, or maybe it was sodas for some of you, or just processed foods, you do feel deprived. And I don't want that for anybody. You should be able to eat these sweet treats, eat some sugar here and there without feeling restricted. But there's a very intentional way to do this so you don't feel like you're just being cut off cold turkey, if that makes sense. So first and foremost, bullet point number one, the first thing we're going to go over is how sugar affects your body. The first thing is energy crashes. I already said that. It spikes your blood sugar levels, leading to temporary boosts following by crashes. So I don't know if any of you are incredibly fatigued throughout your day. Maybe you wake up full of energy, and maybe you don't wake up full of energy. That's another symptom of it as well too, of your blood sugar regulation throughout the night. We'll get into that at another date. But the biggest thing is if you are crashing at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you feel like you have to have caffeine or you have to have something to get you up and get you going. You're tired, you're sluggish. A lot of times that leads to blood sugar regulation, you eating the wrong things that are leading you on what I like to call roller coaster versus more level. of a line here, okay? So when you're eating protein, you're not eating as much sugar, our blood sugar is more stable, whereas you're eating processed foods and sugar and all the things that you know you should not be eating, and that leads your blood sugar like on a roller coaster, which where you have really high energy when you consume that sugar, but then you usually crash and you freaking burn until you eat more sugar or more caffeine, and then you get that spike just for a short period of time. I use pizza as an example, because pizza is not really something people think a lot about when it comes to sugar, but the bread, I love pizza. I could eat it every single day, but I always eat it and then I feel absolutely terrible after I eat it because it's so carb heavy and because it has some sugar in it as well too. So just start to pay attention to that. When you're consuming food, if you know it's not the best for you, that's okay. We can all eat it in moderation, but pay attention to how your body is responding. See how sluggish that you get, if you get sluggish, when you get sluggish, how you're feeling. I think that's one thing we don't do that we should pay more attention to is just how your body is responding, how you actually feel when you're eating certain foods. It's all about just, again, paying attention to what your body is trying to tell you, which will create more awareness around your diet, which will also hopefully help you to steer far away from eating too much of that stuff and to eat better things. Another thing is sugar really affects your body by cravings and addiction. Obviously, it stimulates dopamine, sugar does, which makes us think that we need more of it because it makes us happy and makes us feel good. Reality is, it is unfortunately making you want more, which leads to you binge eating more sugar, more junk food, more crap, which causes us to gain weight. Another thing is brain fog and mood swings. It all comes down, guys, to just the awareness of how your body is feeling. Sugar highs and crashes impact your focus and your mental clarity. So if I'm sitting here, I'm getting a lot of work done, I decide to eat, I don't even know, a cupcake or whatever it is that I have, maybe I have some ice cream, and I'm doing really, really good. I know for a single fact, if I'm not eating protein with that sugar, that I will crash and burn and I will get nothing done. That's just how I am. That's how my body is, how it responds. And after years of awareness, I now know that if I'm going to eat something sweet, I try to incorporate some type of protein with it, which is a fun fact for you. If you're going to have maybe a cookie at a party, maybe you're going to have a cupcake or a piece of cake, perfectly fine, but maybe you just find something that has protein in it that you can eat with it. So one tip that I gave a client of mine the other day is she did have sweet treats at home. She wanted one, but then she ate some yogurt with it because that yogurt has protein in it. It's going to help stabilize your blood sugar with the cookie. So she can enjoy the cookie, but we want to keep that blood sugar stable. So we're adding in some protein with the cookie to make her feel a little bit better. So try that one out. I'm not trying to tell you you can't have cookies and ice cream, but I am telling you want to keep your blood sugar stable. So just add protein into it. Maybe with that cookie, you drink a protein shake because who doesn't like cookies and milk? I love them. Get creative. I don't know. You just need protein when you are consuming those sugary things because it will help with your blood sugar. The other thing too is fat storage. Obviously, we know excess sugar turns into stored fat when it's not used for energy. That is why I just said that blood sugar regulation is so important for fat loss, because if you are not using that sugar for energy, your body is storing it as body fat, okay? Red flag. Everybody hear me loud and clear. If your body is not using that sugar for energy, you are literally storing it as body fat. All right? Just want to make sure that is sinking in for some people. All right, so now let's talk about some of the hidden sources of sugar in healthy foods. One of them being yogurt, actually. I have lots of clients. I build out custom nutrition meal plans and grocery lists and things like that. And one thing that I notice is that a lot of people tend to go for the sugary yogurts because they just look good and no one really likes yogurt. If you like yogurt, good for you. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to put stuff in my yogurt. However, I have found whether you're doing like the Chobani flips that have like all the other good stuff in it to make it taste really good, guys, they're full of sugar. So yogurt would be one of them. Another one is granola and protein bars. I mentioned the protein bars earlier. The granola too, is really high usually in sugar and calories, and you can have it in moderation. One thing I'd tell you to do or try is make your own granola. I need to share that recipe because that kind of changed the game for me. But granola is really high in sugar and usually really high in calories, and so are certain protein bars. A lot of them have, 20 grams of protein in them, but they also have 20 plus grams of sugar plus 5 added sugars. So when you do the math, it's just not lining up. The math ain't mathin'. A lot of people just don't understand that. They just see 20 grams of protein on the package and think, oh my God, it's protein bar, sign me up. It's strawberry swirl and it sounds so good, and you're literally consuming 25 grams of sugar. So you have to start paying attention to, again, the back of those nutrition labels. Smoothies and juices, coffee drinks, condiments and sauces, those are all things that you guys don't really necessarily think of, especially when you're on a fat loss journey. Like, never in my right mind did I think that I needed to worry about condiments when I was on a health journey, especially when it came to sugar. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, salad dressings. That's why it kills me when people tell me that they're actually eating healthy. They're eating salads every day when they're pouring tons of actual dressing on their salad that has loads of calories and sugars in it. Like, you're literally eating 500 calories right now of just dressing because you're not paying attention, and you're just lathering up all over because it tastes really good and it makes the salad actually, helps you get the salad down actually. So salad dressings are huge, barbecue, ketchup, all have added sugar. I know there's brands out there that a lot of you use and you've shared. That is something too that I could put down below in the comments, but if you're watching this and you know of a brand that is better for any of this stuff, for yogurt, for protein bars, juices, coffee drinks, condiments, and sauces, like, guys, that is why we have this community, to share ideas, to make people more aware of what it is that they're consuming with healthier alternatives. I don't think I have to really dive into coffee drinks. You guys know I immediately think of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and all the sugar that they're putting in shit. Guys, it's time to become more aware of that. It's okay to treat yourself every so often, but we do not know the amount of sugar that are in those drinks. You're just drinking literally sugar and calories, so cut those out if you can. The smoothies and the juices are also sugar bombs, literally. God love them, but they just need to come up with some better alternatives. And there are some alternatives out there, but the more aware that you are about nutrition labels, not that it just says 20 grams of protein on there, like, guys, that's a marketing hack, okay? Protein's huge right now. Everyone's trying to prioritize it. You gotta be smart, actually look at the ingredients and make sure that it's not just a ton of sugar with 20 grams of protein. Now I want to talk to you about the difference of natural versus added sugar. So natural sugar from whole foods found in fruits, vegetables, dairy comes with fiber and nutrients, which equals better for you. So now, I don't know how many of you started tracking your macros, or if you've been working with me and you eat a banana, or you eat strawberries, or you implement blueberries, you're like, holy shit, I did not know how many grams of sugar are in a banana. Does that ring a bell for anybody? Because I about came out of my seat when I tracked my banana for the first time when I started tracking my macros, and everyone freaks out, like, I cannot have fruit, it is too many carbs, and it's too much sugar. I know someone watching this literally feels this way. If someone tells you you cannot have fruit, we have problems, okay? You need fruit in your diet. The amount of positives that come from fruit, I can't even come up with a full list of them. You need fruit in your diet, and a lot of you are neglecting fruit for whatever reason. We're all adults here. We need to be consuming more fruit. I've got strawberries and blueberries in my refrigerator right now because I'm trying to make it a priority to eat a serving every single day. But it also is paired with fiber, which slowly drips that sugar into your bloodstream, versus when you're eating a cupcake, it just immediately gets put into your bloodstream. There is no slow or nothing slow about that cupcake or that cookie, where it's the insulin or the magical spike that you're getting with your blood sugar versus fruit. You have fiber in your fruit. Fiber is a good carbohydrate that we all need for ample amount of reasons. So stop neglecting not eating fruit because it's high in calories and it's high in sugar or carbs. That's good carbs. Whole foods are good. We all know an apple is better than a cupcake, okay? So please eat your fruit. That's not what I'm talking about. It is a natural sugar versus the refined sugars that we get from all the processed foods. Added sugar, again, I just mentioned it, processed foods. It's found in sodas, candy, pastries, sauces. There's no nutrients whatsoever. It is literally just empty calories. That's why I cringe somebody tells me that they drink sodas every single day. Good Lord, please get away from them. There's so many empty calories in those, guys. I mean, you're literally just drinking poison, basically. Sorry, it's a little harsh, but it's the absolute truth. I don't even know why they're available to us to drink, because it's just not good for you. So get rid of the empty calories. Get rid of the sodas. Drink diet if you want to. That's one swap you can easily make. And before you tell me, Ashton, it doesn't taste the same, I just want you to live a long, happy, and healthy life, okay? And if that means cutting out Mountain Dews and drinking diets and dealing with it, then that's what that means. I want you to live a long, happy, and healthy life. Just cut those freaking things out. Get rid of the processed foods. Focus on the whole foods, your fruits, your vegetables, things that you get that natural sugar from. So you have to know the difference. Do not cut out the sugar if it's natural. I just want you cutting out the sugar if it's refined. So now I want to talk about 4 simple swaps before I lose you here. I know people are hopping on and off, but 4 simple swaps to cut sugar without feeling deprived, because this is a big thing. Anytime someone comes to me is like, I have a sugar problem, I could eat sweets all day long, there's ample amount of reasons why you could be craving sweets. Reality is though, I think a lot of people obsess over that, and a lot of people think that that's their problem. Like, yeah, it tastes good and we get that instant, dopamine rush, but it is just self-control. It is just understanding when to turn it off. Like I mentioned a while ago, incorporating protein with your sweets, so you're not just getting an instant blood sugar rush. Like you can do these things to help you out so you don't feel deprived, okay? So instead of candy, let's go for dark chocolate, all right? 85% cocoa, or fruit with nut butter. Hear me out again. We're all adults here. If you don't like fruit, get over it. You need to eat it anyway. It's time to put your big girl panties on and learn how to eat fruit with maybe nut butter, peanut butter, or something like that. Or like I said, dark chocolate, so you aren't depriving yourself. I think immediately of True Fruits. They're a great alternative. Ice cream wise, I thoroughly enjoy those. I can eat a couple of those and it just kicks my sweet curbs and it's perfect and I don't feel deprived whatsoever. Another thing is soda. I know I bashed on soda a while ago, but sparkling water with lemon or fruit obviously is going to be better for you. I know some people just can't or don't like the taste of that stuff. Again, put your big girl panties on. If you know you're going to live here and you're going to live a happier and healthier life, I think I would rather give up sodas than being miserable and not having any energy and not being able to keep up with my kids and do all that stuff just from a freaking soda that I'm drinking on a day-to-day basis, okay? So let's make a new habit. Let's start drinking maybe sparkling water. Let's add fruit. Let's add meal. Let's add things into our water that make it taste, or if you're like me, taste better. Protein powder, we can throw some protein in there. Actually, I have a drink that I need to share with you guys, and it is the Formula 1 Clear protein powder in water, but in sparkling water, okay? Hear me out. It's good. I'll share that next. I'm going to post it. So just be on the lookout for that because it's actually very, very good. And I like just the carbonation from diet drinks anyway, so that kind of like curbs my cravings there. Another thing is instead of sugary coffee, we go for black coffee with cinnamon or unsweetened creamer or collagen so we can all have beautiful skin. My skin's actually not that great right now. Trying to fix that, trying to do my regimen more frequently. But collagen for skin elasticity, which is flavored. You can do French vanilla, you can do caramel, you can do unflavored, you could also do protein in your coffee. Guys, there are so many alternatives out there. So quit using the excuse that you cannot find coffee that tastes the same as your coffee that you have 4 tablespoons of just straight sugar in. Like, we gotta fix that, all right? These are fundamental things that are not that hard that you've developed a habit out of that we can literally change and still enjoy without making ourselves miserable, but you're gonna feel so much better. Your blood sugar is gonna be so much more stable. You're gonna be able to lose some pounds because you're not on that blood sugar spike and your insulin's not just chaotic all the time. So just hear me out, okay? I promise you're gonna be fine. Instead of fruit juice, we go for whole fruit or protein smoothies. You gotta watch the protein smoothies, okay? Again, just because they have 20 grams of protein on them doesn't mean they don't have sugar in them. Read your label. The last thing is just instead of sugary condiments, going for mustard. That is disgusting. If you're a mustard person, good for you. I do not like mustard. Jordan and I were talking about that the other night. We were eating burgers, and I do like ketchup. And he was like, instead of this ketchup, you should be eating mustard because mustard is 0 calories and has no sugar in it. So I don't know. Try mustard. Try and like mustard. I don't like mustard. I need to get over it. But I do have different condiments that are lower in sugar. So we can make homemade dressings too. Be Betty Crocker. I don't know. Get creative. Never done that. I'm lazy, so I just buy the lower sugar, better alternatives, which you absolutely can do to help you out so you're not getting sneaky ingredients and more calories than you think you are. And that goes back to last week's Teaching Tuesday, talking about why you're not losing weight because you're literally just eyeballing stuff and you're not actually paying attention to the amount of calories that you're consuming. Same thing goes for your condiments, guys. Back to the whole salad that I talked about a while ago. You're just lathering that shit on. You have no idea how many calories you're consuming, which means you're eating too much. Put that shit on a food scale, all right? We're adults here. We can use a food scale. You can do it, promise. Okay, so I think I've given you guys enough for the day, but just to reiterate, obviously, we talked about how sugar affects your body. We talked about hidden sources of sugar in healthy foods. Lord love them, but it ain't really that healthy when it's got that much sugar in it. We talked about natural versus added sugar, and then we talked about simple swaps to cut sugar back without feeling deprived. So I want you guys to try this stuff. I want you to take it seriously. I want you to start paying attention to this stuff. All it is awareness, truthfully. And I posted that in my YouTube video last week. It's like I just sincerely think the lack of education and the lack of knowledge around nutrition is a lot of people's problems. When people come to me with a problem, they don't know what to do with their nutrition, is because they just genuinely don't know. And there's so much shit out there on the internet that it's overwhelming. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you need to be eating, of protein, carbs, fats. It's just a lot. So when you have that awareness, you start to read the nutrition label, you start to make these healthier swaps, you be intentional with it. Before you know it, it becomes a habit. And then that is how we create a healthy lifestyle. That is how we get ourselves out of having a bad habit with sugar and into a new era where we're eating more natural sugars and we feel better. We're not having blood sugar crashes. So I want all of you guys for the rest of this week to do your very best with sugar. I challenge you to make yourself uncomfortable. Eat some freaking fruit with dark chocolate. Throw the candy away. Your children don't need it either. You know it. They're chaotic and they're crazy when they eat it anyway. So let's all work hard today to get away from the sugar this week, or at least implement a substitute. Look at the nutrition labels and do the very best you can. So that's my challenge for you. I'm going to do it myself. I love sweet treats. You can have them every once in a while. Use that hack to eat protein with your sugar to keep that blood sugar stable. And I promise you'll be happier, healthier, your energy will be better, and you'll lose some pounds, because processed food and sugar is just for the birds. We all feel like crap when we do it, and we know we will feel that way. So I challenge you just to not do it anymore. All right? Just try to avoid it for this week. See how you feel, and I promise you'll thank yourself. So that's all I got for you guys. Again, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys next Tuesday on another Teaching Tuesday. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.